Hey, what's up, everybody? Kevin from Jeff Bloodrain Games and Undying Apathy here. And a while back, I did a video where I talked about some of the guitars, or the main guitars that I use in my guitar playing videos. And I promised that someday I would actually do a video where I show them and talk about them, so you can actually see what they look like and all that. And that's what I'm going to do right now. So starting off, we have the one that I use the most in most of my videos. We have my Epiphone Les Paul Custom Pro. And this is a little dark, I apologize for that. Actually, maybe that'll lighten it up a little. Okay, so, oh yeah, we're better now. We got the Epiphone Les Paul Custom Pro in ebony. I picked this up, like I said, I picked it up used at my local music supply store, DP's Music. So now I'm going to go over it with you, give you a rundown of the guitar. Like I said, Epiphone Les Paul Custom Pro, and this thing is completely decked out, man. I love this thing. It's got ebony finish with gold hardware, a gold Tone Pros bridge, gold Pro Bucker pickups, separate volume and tone controls, and something that's really awesome about this guitar that makes it even more versatile. It's got coil taps in both pickups and phase reversal in the neck pickup, which phase reversal basically means that when you switch it on, pull out on the knob and switch it on, it, like it says, it reverses the phase of the pickup and gives it a thinner, kind of twangier tone, which I absolutely love this guitar. I usually refer to this guitar as the guitar that can do pretty much everything, and that's accurate. I've played just about every style of music with this guitar, and it sounds awesome no matter what style you're playing with it. As you can see, it's got binding around the headstock. Binding there. It's got that. It's got binding along the neck, fretboard, and along the body as well. Which, like I said, this thing is just completely decked out. I play this guitar way more than I play any of the other ones because it sounds as awesome as it looks. And the biggest reason why I love one of the biggest reasons why I love the Les Paul is because my favorite guitarist, Randy Rhoads, was known for playing a Les Paul Custom, except his was white. And I honestly kind of wanted a white one of these, but I saw this in at DP's Music Center, and the price was right, and I played it a little, and I completely fell in love. And I'm still completely in love with this guitar. In my opinion, the only thing that would make this guitar any more awesome is if it was an actual Gibson. But if it was an actual Gibson, it would probably be at least $3,000 more. Like I said, I bought this used for under $500. So that was basically a steal, because this guitar, in my opinion, this guitar is worth way more than the under $500 that I paid for it. And well, I said to a friend of mine one time, I said, you could offer me $1 million for this guitar and I still wouldn't give it up. I absolutely love this thing. So, on to the next one. By the way, there's the case that it came with. On to the next one, which you can tell basically what brand the guitar is. I wanted to show this case off because this case is really cool. So, unlatch it, and ta-da! This, I'm not going to take this one out because you can see it good enough in here. This is an LTD James Hetfield Iron Cross signature, which this is just an incredible guitar. I've only had this one for maybe 4 months, and I've played it a lot, like really a lot. And this is the only guitar I ever had that had active pickups in it. And I'll tell you what, if you thought passive pickups sounded awesome, you gotta active pickups sound just so much, there's so much higher output. But anyway, LTD James Hetfield Iron Cross. It's based off of the ESP Eclipse. As you can see, it's got the white finish with a gold kind of racing stripe on it there, and an actual metal iron cross bolted onto it, which is pretty freaking awesome. The brand name of the bridge is kind of escaping me right now, but the pickups, it's got the EMG James Hetfield Het set pickups in it, which is his signature pickup set. Like I said, EMGs, you can't really see it. Well, you kind of can. EMG. It's a little blurry, but it says EMG there. And like I said, they're active, so they can really crank out the crunch. As you can tell by looking at it, the body shape is very similar to a Les Paul, which is one thing that I love. I love the Les Paul shape, whether it's an actual Les Paul or if it's based off of the Les Paul shape. I really love it. But anyway, like I said, it's based off of the ESP Eclipse. It's got volume knobs for each pickup and a master tune, which controls both pickups. Three-way pickup toggle switch. Triple ply black pick guard. And you might be wondering what that switch is for if you're not familiar with this model. That is a dummy switch. It's not connected to anything. It's just for aesthetics, I guess. But yeah, so mother of pearl inlays, which as you can see they look awesome. Iron cross inlay on the 12th fret, and it's got the binding on the neck just like my Les Paul does, and the binding around, well, it's got the binding around the entire guitar. It's got the cool little James Hetfield autograph thing there. Locking tuners. Well, I don't know if they're, well, they're not like the tuners where you put the string through the little hole and then you crank it forever. You put the string through the little hole, and then there's like little turny things in the back of the tuners that kind of make it clamp down on the string so it doesn't have it wound around the peg so much, which is pretty cool. It saves a lot of time on changing strings. It's got the little iron cross engraved into the truss rod cover there. Bone nut. I don't know if it's an actual bone nut or like synthetic bone, but either way, it's, yeah, ebony fretboard, which again, this is another first for me. I've never had a guitar with an ebony fretboard. So yeah, this one, I usually play this one for the songs that I do that are in drop D tuning, because drop D tuning on this guitar sounds incredible. So there's that one, and then the third one that I use a lot, as you can tell I use it a lot. This is a Squier Affinity Series Stratocaster. And you can't really tell anymore because it's completely beat to heck. But it had, well, it still has, but it has a two-color sunburst finish on it. And as you can see, I've done a lot of work to it. And you can see how much I've played it, because you can see the kind of wearing through the finish on the lower frets there. Maple fretboard. And here's where I've done most of the work down here. Pickup wise, it's got a Bill Lawrence Black Label pickup in the neck, which is a dummy pickup, which means it's not wired to the switch. No middle pickup. Don't ask me exactly why I chose to have no middle pickup in it, but I just thought it looked kind of cool. And the only pickup that's wired to the switch, the Bill Lawrence XL500, which as you can see is angled. And the biggest reason why I left it angled like that is because I used to play, well, I still do, but I used to play almost nothing but Green Day stuff. And this was the guitar that I used for all of that, because the vocalist slash guitarist from Green Day, Billy Joe Armstrong, the main guitar that he used to use all the time, many of you know it as Blue, was very similar to this guitar because of the angled humbucker in the bridge. which I usually call this guitar, I refer to this one as my version of Billy Joe Armstrong's Blue. As you can see, this guitar's name, you can kind of make it out. The guitar's name is Emma, because I've got a huge crush on Emma Watson, so yeah. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of stickers on it. But yeah, and if you think the front of it is bashed up, wait till you see the back. Yeah. I actually did most of that myself. Most of the aging, I did 99% of that myself. Just because I wanted a guitar that looked like it had been through a couple world tours and practically dragged behind a bus. Because that's pretty much what this thing looks like. It may look like it belongs in the trash, but it plays and sounds awesome, and that's all that really matters to me. So that was my collection of guitars. That's the Les Paul, the LTD, and Emma. So thanks for watching this, and I'll see all you guys later. Take care.